The Haval H7 all-wheel drive. Now, let's be honest, it's not quite a looker. I actually had a tough time deciding what to even do with it. That was tough. And being an auditor doesn't exactly give me time for long road trips, so I thought to myself, why not feed a giraffe while dining? And take the H7 on a safari road trip in search for the Big Five. I mean, even the king of the jungle, His Royal Highness himself, would have been blown away by the sight of this thing. Later on in the video, we will have some Hippo sightings. Speaking of Hippo, using hippo.co.za, I found 10 quotes, with the lowest at just 1,411, with an excess amount of 12,500. And in case you're wondering, the super luxury petrol all-wheel drive model will set you back 674,950. So factor in an installment of 13,549 and fuel of 1,220 to fill up the 61-liter tank, and you'll have a cost of ownership of 16,180 per month. And with that, let's chase us some lions. So then, I grew up in Palabora, right by the Kruger National Park. But growing up, I would hardly see the Big Five, except elephants, because they're just everywhere. So when I heard about the Butungo Rhino and Lion Game Reserve, just outside Fourways with self-drive, I thought, let's go! Driving down, the H7 started to make sense. Underneath the hood, you have a 2-liter turbocharged engine with 170 kilowatts of power and 380 newton meters of torque. It's the same across the range. On paper, it's enough to give a Polo GTI a run for its money. But here's the thing, turbo lag. And not just normal turbo lag, this is lag for days. Paired with a 9-speed automatic and all-wheel drive, it feels confident. If you don't need all-wheel drive, the range starts with an entry-level luxury at 604,950. Or you can have the hybrid with more grunt at 734,950. And it has run about 179 kilowatts of power and 530 newton meters of torque. So then, after a short drive, we finally arrived at the game reserve. Tickets set us back 580 rands for two. And as luck would have it, we arrived at the perfect time. It was predator feeding time. So we then took on a gravel stretch of road with one thing in sight, setting our eyes on the feeding frenzy. Whilst on the move, we were treated to an interior that oozes with premium vibes all around. You have soft touch materials, massive twin screens, and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All your controls leave on the screen. But luckily, there are shortcut buttons for music, calls, and trip data which keep your eyes on the road. You also have shortcut buttons for your climate control. And the features list, well, it's almost all the bells and whistles. You have adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, a 360-degree view camera for off-roading. And this feature came in quite handy, especially when driving on the off-road. You have a heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated seats, ISOFIX anchor points for your child's seat, and wireless charging, USB ports everywhere, and a panoramic sunroof for those safari skies. And honestly, with all these features, it really starts to feel like the ultimate school run mummy car, but with safari credentials. First up, wild dogs. Trust me, you don't want to be on their meal plan. Just look at these guys go. Then, the white lions. Majestic, powerful. And if you didn't know, I'm a Lion King guy. Mufasa is my dude. My favorite phrase, bye-bye, and these lions brought that scene back to life. A short drive later, boom, the eland. Massive. Makes a zebra look like a baby goat. And then, a short drive later, the rhino. Finally, not in a zoo, but in the wild, flexing nearly 2 tons of muscle. Just look at this thing. I wanted to stick around for a while, but my partner did not quite like the presence of these, so I had to move. But before that, boom, buffalo. Wow, this place just kept delivering. Buffalo showed up too, completing the lineup, and that's when it clicked. The H7 made sense here. Comfortable, spacious, practical, and tech-packed, ready for family adventures. But the highlight, however, was when this wildebeest was so confused over the sight of this vehicle. Just check it out. Trust me, I was not chasing it, I was just driving along and it just looked once and just wanted to run away. Which gives us an explanation of what it thinks of the looks of this car. And so, after a thrilling drive, we stopped at Neck and Deck restaurant just outside the game reserve. I had Einsbein, which was crispy and perfect. In fact, it was the most delicious Einsbein I had ever had. As for my wife, well, she had pork belly and she loved it. And then I met Kurula the giraffe. Yes, I called him Kurula because he is calm, friendly, and even let me pet him. Definitely coming back just for him. Just look at him, he's so cute. But it wasn't over. The reserve also has tigers. Beautiful but terrifying. I don't trust tigers, man. Not even behind a fence. Tigers just have this way of looking at you that just simply terrifies the hell out of me. And before heading out, hippos. Out for fresh grass, munching away. Just look at them go. Hippos are massive. I wouldn't want to be in the same place with this animal. Yeah, just look at it. So fierce looking. Safari mission had now been accomplished. I saw almost the full Big Five, missing only elephant and leopard. What a day I had. What a day. And with that, it's now time to address the elephant in the room. When I picked up the H7, the trip computer read 16.4 liters per 100 kilometers. I thought, nah, impossible. So I reset it, drove it, and checked again. Still, I was sitting at 16 liters per 100 kilometers. So on my final shoot, I decided to reset it again before driving back home. So on my way back home, I was actually averaging 12.5 liters per 100 kilometers. So it's not particularly fuel efficient, it's actually quite thirsty. In fact, it's giving Ford Ranger Raptor vibes in the fuel department, and that's the real problem with this otherwise amazing package. And well, if it's my money, I'd rather spend a little extra and get myself the Haval H6 GT plug-in hybrid. So then, the Haval H7 comes with a warranty of 7 years or 200,000 kilometers, as well as a service plan of 7 years or 75,000 kilometers. So you're covered. But here's the question. Would you overlook the fuel thirst for the features, space, and presence? Or is that a deal breaker? And in fact, if you own one of these, let us know in the comment section below. Were you able to achieve a better fuel consumption? Because this particular model was already at 11,000 kilometers. Drop your thoughts below. If you've made it this far, thank you. Smash that subscribe button. 100,000 subscribers, here we come. Well then, until the next one, bye bye.